Welcome to the Illinois Association of Park Districts Parkcast. I'm Wayne Utterback, Director of Communications and Digital Content here at IAPD. And today I'm joined by the Village of Hawthorn Woods Chief Operating Officer, Pam Newton, for our latest episode. Thank you so much for joining me today, Pam.
It's always a pleasure, Wayne. Thank you so much for organizing these useful informational topics.
You know, I just love learning from everyone who's out in the field, from all the different things they're involved in. And one of the things I want to talk with you about today is environmental efforts and being environmentally conscious. And, when I discuss this with folks around the state, I've heard your agency's name come up a few times. So I figured, why not just have a little conversation with you about it? So maybe we could just start off by what can you tell me about some of the Village of Hawthorn Woods, some of your initiatives that you've been using to go green, or at least to sustain being green?
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to share, because really, if we all work collaboratively on environmental efforts, we're going to make a much larger regional and statewide impact. So using us as a model, I hope will inspire others, because we've been really driven, Wayne, to leave a legacy of the land behind during our tenure here. So as some of you may know, throughout the Park District system, the Village of Hawthorn Woods actually has a municipal park system instead of a separate park district. So there are challenges to that, and there are some benefits to that. And some of the benefits are that we look holistically at the whole community and want to encourage other districts to do the same. So some of the most recent initiatives that I would like to share with our membership today is we did win last year's Governor's Award. And that was for our environmental efforts in the state of Illinois. So the Governor's Hometown Award is a coveted one, and we did apply and win that one. So we're very proud of that. Another initiative, and that costs very little in terms of resources, just time. And we don't have a big budget, so I wanted to preface that. A lot of our initiatives are not costly. There is one, though, that it has an application fee that I wanted to mention to you, and we just received, as the first community in the entire state of Illinois, the International Audubon Award for Sustainable Green Communities. We worked over 3 years on that one. And that one, if anyone's interested, I'd love to help you get that, because Illinois just needs to be more forward and present in some of our initiatives. So we won the Audubon. The other initiative that we've done that I would really like to encourage people to think about, we're the second community in the state of Illinois, right behind Homer Glen, to become an International Dark Skies Association certified community. And what that means is we've really tailored our lighting ordinances and asking people to downlight instead of uplight, and keep the dark sky as a natural resource. So that's another environmental effort. And then I'll wrap it up with our America in Bloom efforts. We compete nationally with every community in the entire 50 states. And we have consistently won number one in the country for environmental efforts. So we are proudly bringing that recognition home to Illinois, and want to get more communities in Illinois involved in some of these opportunities to leave the land healthier than we found it.
Now, you mentioned some of this are things that have been long in the works. Can you tell me just how far back some of your green practices go? How long ago did your agency decide that it really needed to be a priority, a major initiative?
You know, I actually think, Wayne, when I got here as a village administrator, my title's Chief Operating Officer, but my tenure right before coming here was with the Lake County Forest Preserve District. I was Vice President of the Forest Preserve District, and my personal passion has always been in environmental efforts. So that's rare for a city manager. So my colleagues who are city managers, focus on infrastructure, and that's very important for safety, of course, and aesthetic property values. But my effort has always been in emotional infrastructure. And I want to talk just a little bit about that, is that when people come and visit our town and judges come and give us awards, they don't say, I love your sidewalks. They don't say what great guardrails you have over those those bridges. What they say is, what a beautiful community. I feel so proud to have visited. I would love to take another walk in the woods. These feelings of emotion are generated when you invest in your environmental infrastructure. And that's what we've done here in Hawthorn Woods for the past decade.
All right, now what has the community response been? Obviously, you're doing this because you want to leave the earth healthier than where you left it. But what has the response been? Have you seen people inspired by it? Are they also assisting in showing you that same passion?
You know, thank you for asking that question. That was not rehearsed. I don't have any questions before me, but the timing is so brilliant for you asking that question, because just this morning, 2 judges left our town who have been here for the last 3 days, actually judging us on criteria. And part of the criteria they judge us on for these national awards are community vitality, community engagement, and how passionate are other people. Because if it's just your team of park district commissioners or park district staff or municipal staff, you just aren't going to engage the community. So here, it has taken us a few years, but how we did it was we got so many people involved with mayoral appointments. We formed a new committee. You know, most park districts are affiliated with a community that might have an environmental committee or sustainability committee, and we have those. But we went beyond that, and we formed what we call a Hawthorn Woods in Bloom committee. And this is a committee of like-minded master gardeners, environmentalists, birders, bikers, artists who want to see their community flourish with the beauty of this emotional infrastructure that I practice. We're practitioners here. And so we have a very vibrant new committee. And I think it's rare, because in today's busy world, it's really hard to get volunteers. But because this is an environmental initiative, people came by the dozens to say, how can I help? I want to help. And so therefore, we started a Garden of the Month club here, and people literally compete and become engaged and try to outdo each other. And what we did over the past 2 days was we took a tour of all these wonderful gardens, whether they're vegetable gardens, flower gardens, sculpture gardens, water feature gardens, orchards. We took a look at every contribution that people put into the land. And to answer your question just with one word, yes, the passion has ignited, and it's on fire here in Hawthorn Woods. And I think that's why you hear about it a lot. So it's a priority for us with our funding for our budget as well.
That's excellent, because one of the things I was wanting to ask you is, hey, what would you tell an agency, a district that's looking to make that culture shift to be more do you say emotional infrastructure? How do you get a community to embrace that and really push forward with it?
Great question. And there are professionals much more brilliant than I am that are writing books on that. You know, I think for every park district, agency, or conservation or special rec agency out there, if you take just a minute to think about what's important to the people, think about it as a visitor who comes to your town. What's important to them? Where do you take them? You take them to your parks, right? You might take them to your aquatic facility. You might take them to your rec center, or, you know, tennis or basketball courts. You're going to take them somewhere where the destination is fun or beautiful. And we have never needed this more than we have, you know, with the pandemic. As we, you know, try to emerge into a new normal, we're recognizing how much mental stress there has been on our communities, plural, and our state. And so never more have we needed to immerse people in nature and focus on environmental efforts. And so I think this movement of emotional infrastructure is contagious. I was at a meeting last night where the people who volunteer in our town wanted to speak to the judges, and the judges asked them, why did you move to Hawthorn Woods? Not one of them said anything about the governmental structure. Every one of them said, because we love the woodlands. We love the trees. We love living among wetlands and lakes. We love our parks. That common word love is an emotional investment and engagement in your town. What do we have as a result of people loving where they live? Less graffiti, less vandalism in the parks, more people volunteering to care for the floral enhancements in our parks, and quite frankly, more donations. More donors want to support a vibrant and thriving park system. So people don't say I love my community because Village Hall is beautiful. They say we love our community because our parks are stunning and we feel safe, and we're engaged in the town and people are friendly here. So there is a reward, a financial reward for people who love and engage in emotional infrastructure, because they help you protect your investment in the town, and they will call and report any activities that might not be productive for safety of the park system. So what we did as a byproduct is create a whole team of residents who fell in love with what we do. And therefore we have a team who is helping us with our financial investment. So the emotional investment pays off with financial rewards.
Now, what are some of your long-term goals? Are there some projects, some major projects coming down the pipeline that you're excited about, or is there a particular end goal you have in mind just over the next few years?
Over the next few years, we would really like to start engaging other communities in our dark sky initiatives, which lend itself to so much more programming, for stargazing and comet watching and constellation education programs. We've really expanded our offerings in our parks department. And I have to mention Brian Sullivan and Amy Mason, who run our parks department. They do a terrific job of piggybacking and capitalizing on all these initiatives and awards. So our environmental efforts opened up a whole plethora of new programming for us. We've gotten people outside to do woodland walks because our newest project, our newest initiative is a new preserve. We have it's a thicket of woods, and we haven't been able to get in there and open it up to the public. So this summer we're working on carving a trail through, reusing our wood chips from the buckthorn we removed to make our own path. And we're doing more forest immersion. So for a community 35 miles north of Chicago, you wouldn't necessarily think this is the community for that solitude and in getting in touch with nature, but it is. And every park district can make a place. Maybe it's a labyrinth, maybe it's a floral garden, maybe we're really working a lot on flyway protection for the monarch butterfly, for the pollinators, and of course for all of our migratory birds. All of us in the Chicagoland area close to Lake Michigan are on a flyway zone, and we have these perfect opportunities to create way stations for these pollinators and birds, which then attracts people, which then attracts success, right? And benefactors. So that our plan for the upcoming future is to do more environmental education. With all these awards we've just gotten, like through Audubon International, there come grant fund opportunities. There is money associated with opportunities to get funding with programming. When you have these national designations, it opens up a whole new world of funding and programming opportunities. So that's what we're working on for the future, is incorporating more programming to get the public involved in some of these environmental initiatives.
All right, excellent. Well, I have one more question for you. If you had to summarize the importance of being environmentally friendly in maybe just one sentence, what would it be?
Make it a budget priority, because it will define who you are as a district, an agency in your town, and people will come as a destination instead of just an amenity for your residents.
All right, wonderful. Well, on behalf of the Illinois Association of Park Districts, I thank you so much for taking time out of your day, Pam, to talk with me about this. And I'm excited to see some more of the work that you do coming down the line. And hopefully you get some folks reaching out to you to ask you a little bit about the work that you're doing, and they can apply it to what they do in their communities. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Wayne. And I hope anyone who's interested, we have been so successful in Illinois with recreational programming. So expanding that into environmental support, I think, is just a natural progression from the excellent districts that we already have in Illinois, taking it just a notch higher. So thank you for the opportunity to share our successes with everyone else in our membership. And I look forward to seeing everybody at our conference.
All right, wonderful. Have a wonderful day, Pam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.